Hello, this is Christina Wallace, and without further ado, let's jump into it. This is my toolbox. Pause it as you want it. I think talking through the whole lot of it could get a little bit repetitive for my regular viewers. Thank you very much for popping in and watching my channel again, by the way, those of you who are regular viewers. So pause it, look in the description, ask me questions, and let's go. So the head of this particular flower is very small, I've estimated, so I'm just going to do a little hook, even though those of you who watch my videos every week probably know that I love doing little umbrella heads to hold my little flower heads. And I'm going to show you later in the video how to do that little white thing that's just sitting there in the background. And as to the cutters and veiners, just use what is out there already in your toolbox. Don't go out buying things. So yes, this is a very nice flower, and I just wonder how I'm going to find out what's it called. I think I'm gonna go and have a look on the Instagram of that wonderful lady who's posted it in the first place. As some of you may have guessed, this is semolina, and I ground it down to make it finer. It's a fantastic tip I picked up from Robert Hines' tutorial. His tutorials are full of gems like this. I absolutely recommend them. They're worth their weight in gold, in my opinion. So what I do here, I just keep rolling the cold porcelain thinner and thinner, and if it gets too large, I just keep spare in the bag like this, because the thinner you roll it, the quicker it dries, obviously. And if you just start rolling and it's quite a fresh cold porcelain, it could get quite sticky, so you have to keep adding corn flour to it until it gets a little bit more workable. It's absolutely fine. I think the fact that it's sticky actually keeps cold porcelain fresher for longer. Depending on how thick or thin your cold porcelain is rolled out, and also the make of a cold porcelain, you sometimes have to vein them as soon as possible. So it's a good idea to lubricate these veiners just like this. I use petal base, which I normally use for sugar, and I think it's wonderful. Now here, please pay attention how I only attach the bottom of the veiner and keep the top bit up, so that the veining itself comes out more or less acceptable. first time on my channel and you like to see the creative process behind making flowers in cold porcelain or gum paste, please make sure you subscribe. I upload regularly and your subscription means a lot to me. So as you could see, I've tried to divide this petal in the middle in the very traditional way here, and a bit of glue on my stick here, not ideal. Anyway, but it wasn't working for me quite, didn't look right. So what I did to get the look that I wanted, I flipped this over and then started to shape the petals like this. So, and this is most probably some kind of exotic flower, and they do look a little bit unpredictable and alienish, and I think it kind of worked. What do you think? I'm not actually sure whether this little line in the middle made any difference whatsoever to the final look of the flower, but I was just playing with little ideas and was trying to see if it would work really. Later I would work on it with a dry brush to kind of smoothen the edges, and really at the very least it's given me a bit of painting practice, so I'm not complaining. Now finally to the assembly of this flower. I must admit, because the petals were so thin, they were quite tricky to glue on. Usually cold porcelain is so easy to glue on, unlike gum paste, but in this case the petals were already getting way too leathery, so I recommend you store them in a bag as much as possible, because this is something I didn't do, and the result would have been better and more lifelike if it was easier for me to kind of place them on. I decided not to follow any particular logic in placing this petals around the stem, and see if my casualness would look effortless. You know, the jury is open on whether it actually does, but I tend to think that the nature somehow manages to kind of deliver some symmetry even when it doesn't look like there is a symmetry, because its casualness looks kind of better than my casualness. All in all though, I am very happy with this flower. I think it's I kind of managed to make it look really gentle, so that's a good thing. And now I'm going to show you how I did this middle finally after all this waiting. here I left them overnight, or maybe for about 6 hours or so, slightly covered in a cling film, and so now they're nice leathery consistency and I could straighten them out. They're not going to fall off, and yet they're absolutely lovely to work with. So I consider this tutorial quite arty and experimental. I would love to know what you think about it. Would you like to see some more of these tutorials, or is it a little bit way out and arty? I don't know. It does cover the skills, so I guess it's not such a bad thing, but drop me a comment, because obviously your comments, to some extent at least, determine what videos I release. So thank you very much for watching and have a lovely weekend.